Hi, friends. It's Joni with Three Feathers Spiritual Wisdom, here with your weekly intuitive message from Spirit for the week of December 12th through the 18th of 2022. We are getting closer to the end of the year, and I do promise to do a 2023 astrological video of some of the major aspects that are happening in 2023. And I hope now that I can get to work on that sometime this week and post it soon. So, we're going to have a very interesting message this week. Um, it's very clear, anyway, to me. I'm using the Jane Austen Tarot deck. And you get to pick an oracle card, whether you need the message from card A, B, or C. Remember to tap into your intuition. Let yourself be guided. Which message do you need this week? And it's coming from a new deck, Crystal Angels. By It's an older deck because Doreen Virtue doesn't do decks anymore. She's not in this field anymore. She has disavowed this the spiritual the spiritual field in a way. So, but this was given to me by a friend. So I want to say thank you to a friend who gave me this deck. So, do you need message A, B, or C from the Crystal Angel deck? I want to take a moment and say thank you so much for everybody who came out to the pop-up event at Emerald Healing Arts and Apothecary yesterday on December 10th. I'm filming obviously on December 11th, and I hope to post this later in the evening for your viewership for this week. So, and I also want to thank you again for liking, subscribing, commenting. It's really helping, and I'm so glad someone out there is listening and maybe pondering some of these messages. Okay, so let's jump in. The first card that came out was the Six of Hearts, also the Lover's card. In this deck, grab it here again. This deck combines some of the pip cards with the major arcana cards. Now, as the Six of Hearts, which is also corresponds to cups, this would be about nostalgia. But really, what I'm feeling off of this as the Lover's card, and this is Jane Bennett and Mr. Bingley, if you'd like to know who the lovers are in the Jane Austen universe. This is really about making a choice. The lovers is a commitment. Making a commitment, whether is a commitment to someone or a commitment to something, or a commitment to a direction or a path, or a commitment to yourself to improve or take care of yourself or do something. It is about making a choice and making a commitment. The next card that came out is the Seven of Hearts. So we go from 6 to 7. This one is not a major arcana, but it is about choice as well. Which of these cups will you drink from? Which will you pick? And often I say about the what would be the Seven of Cups in the regular tarot is that not every cup is the same. So you need to be discerning. This too is about making a choice. And perhaps the issue here in making the choice itself is that there could be too many options. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I go to the grocery store and I'm looking at all the same type of product, I might get a bit overwhelmed with the number of choices that I have. That can happen. If I only had three choices, then I probably wouldn't, three options, I'd probably make that choice much quicker. but now I've got many other options. So there could be some confusion, there could be some avoidance of the choice because it means you have to really take some time to look at all of them. And that does take up time. So there is something here this week about commitment and choice, but looking through the options. And there may be just too many of them. So you have to do your research. You have to be discerning. The next two cards that came out are really interesting as well. I'm gonna hold them up together. The Two of Cups or the Two of Hearts and the Two of Diamonds. Both of them two. So there we have a bit of a balance. There is a choice. The number two also signals choice. You have to choose one or the other. This one, the Two of Hearts, or we would normally say is the Two of Cups, is about moderation. Which one is a more moderate choice? And having some balance in there. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought they were both cakes, and now as I look closer, these are shrimp. This is like a big shrimp cocktail. Oh my God. Okay, I thought they were both cake, but they're not. I think the top one is cake and the bottom one is shrimp cocktail. So very luxurious food. And if you go overboard on this food, then that doesn't feel good either. So moderation is key. The other two was the Two of diamonds, which represents pentacles or coins. And that's the earth element. I'm going to hold it over here so the light can catch it better. Now, this is about adapting your choices, adaptability. This character is Charlotte from Pride and Prejudice. And if you know or don't know, Charlotte ended up marrying Mr. Collins, the bumbling reverend that Elizabeth rejected. She settled because Charlotte, as she said to Elizabeth, she was a spinster. She was a burden on her family. She needed to pick someone, and even someone below her level of intelligence and amenability was a better pick than not. And of course, that says a lot about the society of that day that Jane Austen was living and writing about. So, this is about sometimes making the choice, which is difficult, to make the choice to go with something that is, while it's not perfect, it still works. So there is a big message about choices. And maybe you don't make a choice this week necessarily, but you get closer to the choices. You get to investigating. You get to really looking at the choices and thinking about them. So make a commitment at least to look at your choices and investigate them and think about them. And the other thing that I want to say about the Lovers, this is what's coming to me right at the moment, is that despite the choice that Charlotte made, you still need to follow your heart, like Jane and Bingley did. The heart. And I think that's another reason why 3 out of the 4 cards are hearts. They're the heart cards. And it's about following your heart in that choice. So it's the blending of the investigation and listening to the inner voice. What is your heart telling you to do? Very interesting. So, have you had time? I'm going to set those aside here, or else they'll fall on the floor. Have you had time to choose your card for this week? So, if you chose A, you chose Dolomite. Okay, it's this pink, this beautiful pink crystal here. And what this says is stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. Now, I want to explain something about this. These are older cards. So some of them, sometimes the older cards have older concepts of philosophy. Like, oh, just stay positive, just stay positive. Don't think negative. Oh, no. What you that's the old ways. And I don't want this to be what you take away from this message. That it's some like Rod Sterling Twilight Zone episode of everyone had to think happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Don't think negative thoughts. No, 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 no. This is just about having faith. Having faith in the voice and the inner guidance and the steps that you're taking. Have faith in that. And a positive mindset is a sense of knowing, just knowing that everything will work out. Yes, there will be ups and downs. Yes, there might be challenges and obstacles, but you're strong enough to get through them. And with help, when you ask for help from spirit, those obstacles, you'll find a way around them. You will, because it is meant to be. If you're following your inner guidance and you're seeing the signs and everything's beginning to fall in place, whatever it is that you're going after is meant to be. So go with the flow and trust spirit's guidance. Okay, for those of you who want the message from card B, you got, and I'm not sure how to say this, Unakite. It's Unakite. Unakite. I think it's all of this green peach colored stone. And it says, answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. So what is the great work? The great work is that focus on healing yourself, looking at, what you need to, who or what you needed to forgive in your life, even yourself, what you needed to release, what you needed to heal. And doing that in a loving manner, not in a shame on me, blah, 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 and all of that. It's doing it in a loving manner. That means that you are taking those steps to connect with spirit in the oneness of the universe, and you're opening up your heart. When you do that forgiveness and release, you're opening up your heart for that healing and making those connections. And that leads to answers that you may be asking for, the help that you needed to get for the healing. So those answers will be there when you go through that process. Okay, for those of you who picked C, you got watermelon tourmaline. Now, I've heard of black tourmaline, and I know there's green tourmaline, but I had never heard of watermelon tourmaline. And this is about stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. So this is about getting you ready for the next thing. You need to simplify your life. You need to take control of your schedule. Maybe you need to, downsize. Maybe you need to declutter your house. And certainly de-stressing. If you've got a lot of things you're dealing with, that makes you scattered. So helping to ground, tourmaline, I believe, helps you ground your energy. and grounding will help you if you are scattered in your mind. But certainly doing some things like exercising, meditating, stretching, um, cleaning house, both in your mind and in your surroundings. This is kind of a continuation of some of the messages that we got last week. Is and I know I'm hearing this message myself loud and clear. We're getting closer to break, and I'm feeling the need for a total rest. So I hope that has helped you. I'm wishing you many blessings for a wonderful week. Please comment below and take care. Thank you.